Welcome to my channel. My name is Nirantara Veda. Today I want to share the ultimate self-love method and a solid foundation for setting boundaries for INFJs. If you're an INFJ who struggles with setting boundaries, I want to introduce you to a self-love practice called Manayui. Manayui is acceptance, acknowledgement, forgiving, and love. The central purpose of Manayui is to stop fighting, judging, or rejecting the painful parts of yourselves and instead respond to them with unconditional compassion. The basic Manayui sentence is I accept, acknowledge, forgive, and love the part of me that, for example, you imagine you have the belief I must earn more to prove my worth. Instead of judging yourself for having that thought, you could say, I accept, acknowledge, forgive, and love the part of me that feels anxious about money. Or, I accept, acknowledge, forgive, and love the part of me that feels worthless without earning. And this is where money becomes powerful foundation for boundary setting. Many of us carry what I call conditions of worth, internal rules that tells us we can only love or accept ourselves if we achieve something. For example, I can only love myself if I am productive. I can only accept myself if I am a calm, good mother. I can only be proud if I publish my book. I must earn money to be respected. I must be financially independent. I must save others to be worthy. The underlying message is I will be worthy once I achieve X. Manayui helps us reverse that pattern. Even the part of me that struggles with condition X deserves acceptance and love right now. The larger goal is self acceptance without requiring achievement first. And this is incredibly important when it comes to boundaries. How does Manayui help? Once we learn to accept the parts of ourselves that is having a tough time setting boundaries and love the part, we can begin learning how to set boundaries from a much more grounded place. Because no one is perfect. I am not saying that we should ignore the other people's immaturity, but no boundary setting technique can force an immature person to have the to behave the way we want them to or to respect us in the way we want them to. Our responsibility is not to control their behavior. Our responsibility is to become clear about our own boundary and our own response. And there is another very important distinction. Acceptance does not mean approval. Manayui means I accept that this part of me exists. It does not mean everything I do is okay. You can accept your anger without approving of harmful behavior. You can accept your fear without allowing fear to control your decisions. You can accept your difficulty in setting boundaries while still learning to set healthier boundaries. And once we learn to love both our good and difficult parts, we can begin to see other people more completely too. We can recognize this person has good parts, this person also has immature parts. We don't have to deny their immaturity. We don't have to fix them. We don't have to hate them. From that place, we can set a boundary with assertiveness. For example, I felt hurt when you did this. What do you think? And then comes one of the most important parts. We detach from the other person's response because not everyone has the integrity to admit when they are wrong. Sometimes people may respond with denial, lying, gaslighting, manipulation, anger, or other defensive behaviors. Your boundary does not need their agreement in order to be valid. Once you get the hang of setting boundaries while remaining calm, neutral, and peaceful, it becomes easier and eventually it can even become fun. For example, after setting boundaries with my dad consistently for about a month, I noticed that he started putting more effort into a relationship in his own ways. And this can happen with different people in different ways. But remember, the goal of boundary is not to change the other person. The goal is to change how we participate in the relationship. And this is why I believe Manayui creates such a solid foundation. Imagine practicing Manayui on yourself for a month. Then you begin extending the same understanding towards others. You start holding the belief that every person is worthy of unconditional love and acceptance, while still recognizing that not every behavior is acceptable. And when your inner state becomes calmer, meditation can help you maintain that calm, neutral, and peaceful state after setting a boundary. This is especially important for INFJs because conflict and other people's emotions can sometimes feel extremely draining. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by other person's emotional reaction, you can practice the boundary, remain calm, detached, and peaceful. You don't need to set 100 boundaries in a day. One or two boundaries are enough. Think about cooking rice. To check whether the rice has boiled properly, you don't need to examine every grain. You only need to check one or two grains. Boundary setting can be the same. You don't have to fix every relationship, communicate every grievance, or establish every boundary simultaneously. Start with one or two boundaries. Practice, observe, adjust, then gradually build from there. Your Manayui practice can be try choosing 10 Manayui phrases each day and say them out loud. If 10 feels overwhelming, you can start with 1 or 5. And if on one day you don't feel like doing the exercise, that is okay too. You can simply say, I accept, acknowledge, forgive, and love the part of me that could not do the work today. The point isn't perfection, the point is learning to stop abandoning yourself when you struggle. I hope this video is useful for you. I'll share the Manayui practice exercise and boundary setting rules in the description. You can always reach out to me in the comment section if you have any doubts. I will read every comment. And if you want to align your inner kingdom so your outer world can increasingly reflect your sovereignty and abundance, you can reach out to me at nirantraveda@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you later. Bye bye.